drastically changed. It has to, right? So like training for CrossFit, for one thing, you have to be just working on everything. You have to train for every single thing. You have to be able to run a 6K, but you might also have to be able to run 100-meter repeats. Like, who knows? Yeah. And that's kind of, I mean, that's why CrossFitters are in such amazing shape and are so phenomenal. But it was a transition from being good, trying to be good at everything, to being very sport specific training. And
you've talked about it somewhere about the body image thing that came with that. Because that training has changed and your body actually physically changed now that you're in, and you had to be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to be okay with that. It's hard. I mean, we all struggle with things all the time. And I think that it'll forever be something that I battle with. I see the old pictures, even from Strength and Depth or like whatever it might be. And I'm like, oh. And I remember like when I did CrossFit and looked like that, I would pick myself apart. And I'm like, oh, if only I looked like that now. But it's just because CrossFitting, I was training upwards of 6 hours a day. My Whoop had me burning 3,500 calories some days. And now it's like, okay, if I'm burning like 2,200, it's like a high day. And so that's just like, okay, I am eating less now. I don't need to eat 4,000 calories to support this training and that kind of thing. So it's definitely gone from like a shift in just more sport specific. And then, like you said, what came with that was that my body did change. I need to have a strong posterior chain, and not that my legs weren't strong, but I definitely have weaknesses in like my hips and stuff that I have to focus on that. And I'm not going to be like doing a ton of pull-ups. So things are going to change. And It's cool to know that I'm supporting what like my body can do still amazing things, but the focus has definitely needed to shift.
So we actually had Colleen on as well, Colleen Fotsch. And she talked about how for the first time in her career, she had a body type that fit the sport perfectly. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure you have the same feeling. Like you were big for a CrossFitter, right? Tall and now that's what they want in bobsledding.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like the only time that I was like kind of worried about actual number body weight was when I wanted to make myself as a brakeman accessible to any pilot who wanted to race with me. And there was one pilot who, her and I actually weighed closer to the same amount. And I was just a little bit higher than where I needed to be. So I needed to do a little cut, but it has never been like, and then I have another pilot who's like, eat all of it, because you have to, there is a weight component when it comes to bobsled. And the heavier I was for this pilot, the less we had to put weight into the sled. So less you're trying to push and that kind of thing. So it's been kind of amazing to be surrounded by other, like just solid athletes and solid by, yes, like athletes. But also that like, I'm not trying to, shrink down so that I can do 15 unbroken ring muscle ups and something like that. So it definitely, that has been like almost like a breath of fresh air. Well, Colleen is one of my favorite human beings on the planet. I remember, like you said, I didn't know I knew who she was, but we didn't know each other. We had actually never competed at the same competition. So I never even like was next to her in a lane or anything like that. I remember seeing her at Wodapalooza when I went after I qualified. I just went to watch, and I remember watching her work out, and I was like, dang, she's solid. But like, I didn't know who she was. I, as a human being, didn't know her. And when I found out she was going to be in Lake Placid, I think the first part of me was like, wait, why? Like, stop. This is like, I want to do this. Like, you're so strong. But obviously we all probably have those feelings when it comes to competing against people and stuff, but I am so grateful that she was in this whole thing with me. I can't tell you how many times I've confided in her in bobsled things, in life things, and just what we were just kind of talking about, the whole like body image and change from CrossFit to this, like it literally is, I mean, we're obviously on our own journeys, but it's like the same path almost. Like she was going through some of the same things that I was. So I like can't say enough how grateful her friendship has been in the last like 7 months, because I just think like, thank God she was there. But now it's technically off-season training, and I have actually, like Colleen and I have talked a lot about this, that it's like freaking finally we get to like not like we get to have our routine, but we get to work with someone on what we know will help us push a bobsled fast. And we didn't even know going into it. I sure didn't know what I even needed to work on. And I didn't really have access to anyone who was going to help me right then and there become a better sprinter. Like that was not, it's just like, I was just in season. Like you're just like, you're in it now. So now I get to actually like break everything down and work on my explosiveness and my speed. And I still get to lift, which is great. But also kind of checking my ego at the door of the weight room, because it's like, I'm not doing these things that I used, like, I'm not going to power clean 255 pounds. I'm not going to squat 370 anymore. It's like, all that I care about right now is doing things in order to be fast, to push a bobsled fast.